Good evening, a Halloween evening no less. I hope you're dressed for the occasion, as I am. And welcome to Hallowicked's Arcade of Terror. For those unfamiliar, I am Hallowicked, resident ghoul of Sleepy Hollow, professional wrestler, and now host of the Arcade of Terror, where we review horror-themed video games and discuss how Nazmaldun can improve your life. Well, hold up there, Hallowicked. What's a Nazmaldun? Well, let me tell you, Nazmaldun is an interplanar being that I have come to worship and encourage others to also, before he comes to Earth and eviscerates all that do not. My loyal webmaster, Snake Mother, recently solicited questions from the newest members of our church, so we could make this video a segment we call Questombs and Answerwolves. We received a plethora of questions, so we won't get to all of them, but we're going to answer as many as we can in the time allotted. Many of the questions I received were about the nature of Nazmaldun and my relationship to him, so allow me to summarize the whole thing at once. The Eye of Tyr, an ancient and powerful weapon with the ability to control the minds of its victims. In December 2014, my former tag team partner, Delirious, used the eye on me as an act of revenge against my then stablemate, Ultramantis Black. This also directly impacted my psychically linked brother, Frightmare, but because of this link, did not have the same mind-controlling effects it would over a normal person. Two things changed that day. One, I was now able to speak in a manner that others were able to understand, where before my words were indecipherable. Two, I could now directly hear the voice of Nazmaldun, a powerful, immortal being from another dimension. He knighted me his broadsword and sent me to carry out his will in this world. The plan was to build a powerful army and complete the rituals needed to bring Nazmaldun from his dimension into ours. Frightmare and I spent 2 years building that army. We also abducted Ultramantis Black so that Nazmaldun could take possession of his physical form. That was also completed, and we awaited Nazmaldun to gather his strength. But it all went awry on December 3rd, 2016, a day we revile. It was in Chicago, Illinois. The army of Nazmaldun faced off against the last vestiges of opposition, led by Dasher Hatfield, and were by some impossible circumstances defeated. Nazmaldun was ejected from his earthly host. The Eye of Tyr was stolen away and destroyed by the blasphemous Super Thunder Frog. With the Eye of Tyr destroyed, our communication with Nazmaldun was severed. Yet we continue to sing his praises because Nazmaldun is forever and will return to this earth. And when he does, his wrath for the non-believers will be infinite. But let us move on from that sour history lesson to the more pointed questions. Recruit Bloodsnot asks, what is the best scary movie? After seeing the blood-chilling visions of the future Nazmaldun has shared with me, very little frightens me. That said, Evil Dead 2, greatest horror movie of all time. Recruit Carcass Worm asks, why was Nazmaldun not represented at King of Trios 2018? It is, in fact, the only King of Trios that Hallowicked missed, so there must be a strong reason why I wasn't there. This was part of a pattern of ongoing discrimination against me and my brothers. 2016, semi-final round, my team's disqualified from the tournament for excesivo de castigo, unnecessary roughness to put it in layman's terms. 2017, one of my partners is injured so badly during the tournament that we're forced, under protest, once again in the semi-final round, to forfeit. 2018, Chikara officials just decided they'd spare us the trouble and exclude us from the tournament altogether. If you ask me, they're afraid. They can't possibly have a team representing Nazmaldun winning their biggest tournament, so they did everything in their power to stop it from happening. New recruit Misery Cat asks, do you believe in multiple dimensions? Multiple you or multiple worlds? Misery Cat, not only do I believe in multiple dimensions, I have proof they exist. Nazmaldun comes from a world where he's the only living thing. Are there more worlds than this one we're experiencing and the realm Nazmaldun comes from? It's very possible, but those are none of my concern. Loyal soldier Swinetooth writes, your career is full of highlights, but you think there is one specific moment that's brought the most glory to Nazmaldun. Well, Swinetooth, winning the Chikara Grand Championship from the blasphemous hands of Icarus, and then immediately dedicating it to the eternal glory of Nazmaldun, that would be that moment. Faithful servant Freshface asks, what are Hallowicked's most and least favorite things associated with Halloween? Most favorite things about the holiday? Anything that celebrates what this holiday is truly about. Blood, guts, zombies, skeletons, graveyards, spiderwebs. I stan all that stuff. Least favorite things? Anything that softens this most somber of evenings. Come around my dungeon dressed as a friendly cowboy, I reserve the right to kill you on sight. Follower Dreadcreep asks, which opponent would I never want to face again? I can't name a single opponent that I've gone up against that I wouldn't like the opportunity to beat again, or the chance to avenge a loss against. But I can tell you, if there's one person I'd never want to face, it's New Jack. It's always been New Jack. Faithful brother Roach Eyes asks if I could describe the hierarchy of the Church of Nazmaldun. The hierarchy is really quite simple. Above all, Nazmaldun. Directly below him, myself, Frightmare, Blind Rage, Blackstrom, and beneath us, the Legion members of the Church of Nazmaldun, who work in secret to push the societies of the world into chaos to prepare for his arrival. Most prominent among those church members are my crew here at the Arcade of Terror. Worm Food, Trash Juice, Swine Snot, who always keep me looking and sounding crisp. Any member of the church can work their way up to be on the same level as myself. But so far, those roles have only been fulfilled by professional wrestlers. The esteemed Rat Ghost asks, will we ever see new members of Nazmaldun in the ring? We're always on the lookout for promising witches, wizards, warlocks, mages, monsters, zombies, shaman, ghouls, vampires, golems, slashers, aliens, bottomless pits, leprechauns, leprechauns from the hood, elves, high elves, dark elves, gelatinous blobs, Sasquatches, Yetis, Sydney Bacabellas, invisible men, invisible women, members of the 96-97 Colorado Avalanche, axe murderers, slashers, cannibals. So if you fit any of this criteria, my DMs are open. Recruit Vulture Sludge writes, with such a long and storied career, what is the one thing you haven't gotten to do that you would like to? I would like the opportunity to go one-on-one with any member of the late 90s ECW roster. Any member with the exception of New Jack. I said earlier that very little frightens me. New Jack frightens me. If I could picture any scenario in which Nazmaldun can be stopped, it's New Jack standing in his path. Finally, I received a message from Recruit Scumguts that was so bizarre, I had to read it tonight. Scumguts asks if I'd like to take possession of some second-rate sacrificial goats with all sorts of bizarre diseases and conditions. First off, Scumguts, of course we want the goats. I'll have Snake Mother message you to get details on where they can be sent. Secondly, I'm naming you the winner of the most interesting submission. Again, Snake Mother will contact you to see where you want the prize sent. Until we meet again, thank you for joining me on this Halloween evening. Remember to follow me on Twitter. Keep up with the Arcade of Terror on IWTV and now at twitch.tv/Arcade of Terror. Remember to celebrate Halloween the correct way, and most importantly, all glory Nazmaldun!